So when I was in Sec 4, which is 15 going on 16, I was diagnosed with a form of bone cancer called osteosarcoma. Okay. My name is Hui Min. I'm turning 24 this year. I'm currently studying my degree. I'm doing my degree in molecular biology and pharmaceutical science. So when I was in Sec 4, which is 15 going on 16, I was diagnosed with a form of bone cancer called osteosarcoma. So I had a very bad swelling on my left knee. So it started to swell and it was very painful at night. The pain would keep me up at night and I wouldn't be able to sleep. And I kept telling my parents that I want to see a doctor, and I went to see my GP, my family GP, and he told me, oh, maybe it's just like a ligament tear because you're still young. Is it because you play sports? I've never been a very active person. I don't really like sports. The only form of physical activity I did was drills because I was in the Girls Brigade, so it's a uniform group, so I did a lot of drills. So I wasn't very active, but my knee kept hurting, so they thought it was a ligament tear. But when I went through like further scans and all this, that's how they discovered that I got bone cancer. So when I first found out that I had cancer, I had this very typical reaction. I was like, yay, no more exams and I don't have to study anymore. But little did I know I had to go through chemotherapy, surgeries, and questioning a lot whether or not I'll lose my leg. You know, there's a fear, and also because cancer it can be life-threatening, right? So I was very scared that what if I don't get to celebrate my 16th birthday? Well, at the point of time when I went for appointment, my dad was with me and he almost cried in front of me, but he didn't. So he called my mom and told her about the news, and my mom immediately quit her job the very next day and she became my full-time caregiver. At first, we didn't dare to tell my sister because she was only Sec 3. We didn't know if she would understand the concept of cancer, so we didn't tell her, but subsequently she found out. So my chemotherapy was very long. I have to be hospitalized for 5 to 6 days straight. It will be hydration, you know, just like the drip, and then there's the hydration. I also had, my chemotherapy is also 72 hours, so it runs even when I sleep as well. So it was very tiring. And then my mom would always be there for me, so she would like place like 3 chairs beside me so that she can sleep on the bed lah. Or sometimes she would go outside the ward and then she would just sleep on the sofas. She really dedicated like her life to take care of me full time. I had to be on injections sometimes, you know, to boost my white blood cell count so that I don't fall sick too easily. Sometimes I can get infection and neutropenic sepsis, which is very terrible. Yeah, because I have hydration 2 days after my chemotherapy. But during the chemotherapy session itself, sometimes I will vomit up to 8 times a day, and that could last like for 2 weeks straight. Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to eat, and because of the chemotherapy, my ears ring a lot, and sometimes I just go like deaf. I won't be able to hear anything at all. So that was really tough. And then sometimes there's like back aches, like because it kind of damages your kidneys as well. So it was really painful and it's just a very uncomfortable feeling. Like you just feel so weak, but you can't do anything to help it. Back then, my oncologist in charge was Dr. Richard Craig. So he gave me chemotherapy. He made sure that my liver and my kidneys were well before I had to do each chemo session. He helped me to arrange everything to make sure that I'm okay. I guess the nurses were really there to like cheer me up because they were there, like especially the bedside nurses in the ward. They were there all the time for me, you know, when I was scared and I wake up with nightmares, and then I'll just call them, yeah, and they will be there for me when I'm vomiting as well. My physiotherapist as well, like physiotherapist was Fenru and Cheryl. They helped me to learn how to walk again with confidence, and also I made friends with them lah. So apart from chemo, I had surgery to remove the tumor as well, because the tumor was growing on my knee, so they had to remove my entire knee cap and some other bones as well. So they replaced it with a 34 cm metal implant so that I can walk again. So the name of the process is actually called a limb salvage surgery. So basically they salvage my limb so that I don't have to amputate it. With this limb salvage surgery, I have a mega prosthesis. It's quite tough because I can't run, I can't jog, I can't jump. I can't squat because the prosthesis only allows me to bend 90 degrees. I can walk normally, I can brisk walk, I can sit down normally, and I can climb stairs. Before I had cancer, I enjoyed a little bit of dance, but because of cancer, I can't dance anymore. I can't jump. I can't roller skate anymore, and rollerblading is fun, right? So I missed out on that. I was in contact with a lot of people in the ward as well. I met some ladies over there and also some young adults as well. We would have conversations about young adult cancer. A lot of them are not here anymore, so I think it's quite tough. But some of the memories that we had shared was like, okay, we would eat fried chicken together after chemotherapy. Currently, I don't require physiotherapy anymore, so I just go for a yearly follow-up with my oncologist. I guess I rely a lot on my family's love, how my mother cared for me, how my father was the sole breadwinner, my sister was my cheerleader as well. I also had love from my aunties and uncles and my cousins. I also relied a lot on my Christian faith, so I would listen to worship songs and I'll sing it to myself, and I would also watch sermons. So my mom helped me a lot. You know, she was there at every step of the way. I was vomiting a lot, so she would help me to get like the dustbin. You know, she would prepare nutritious food for me as well. My dad, he would come and see me after his work, so he would be in the hospital at 7 p.m. and then he will come and say hi, and then he'll leave at around 8 p.m. to go back home, and that's just his daily life for a year. I don't remember any heartfelt conversations with my mom because we're just like on survival mode. Okay, today I go to the hospital and then 5 days later I'll be discharged. Or is my liver doing well? Is my kidney doing well? How's my leg doing? We didn't have time to reflect on our feelings and talk to each other about it. I guess 2 months after my 16th birthday, I was coloring with my dad. So at that point of time, the trend was adult coloring book, and I had one of those. So I was coloring with my dad, and I was just asking him, what will happen if I die? You know, what if I don't make it? And it was a really tough conversation because both of us cried. And I think we avoided the topic because we didn't want that to happen, but it was also a realistic topic to talk about because what if things go wrong? You know, what if things don't go in our way? And my sister, because I mean she was quite young back then, right? So I don't think she really understood what cancer is, but every time when I had to be on the ambulance because I fainted or something, she would really pray for me, you know, in the middle of the night, and she would just pray that I'll be okay. 3 days after my huge surgery on my leg, the nurses came in to surprise me because it was my 16th birthday. So everyone was just like, oh, happy birthday to you, which is like, oh, so it was so bittersweet, you know. Everyone wished that, oh, they have their birthday chalet in like Pasir Ris or something, but I celebrated my 16th birthday in the hospital. It was bittersweet because, oh my gosh, I made it, you know, I'm 16 years old. You know, when you're alone at night, 2, 3 a.m., you're just thinking about many things. And that's when the thoughts creep into you, the negativity. What if I die? What will happen? The nightmares that I get, you know, because I do get nightmares of people dying in front of me, or there's this monster who is trying to catch me and I have to hide in the closet, and that monster is cancer. I think for the first year, it was very disturbing. Like, I wasn't able to talk about it. I didn't tell anyone about it. I just kept everything to myself because I thought it was just part of the process and I just have to deal with it. Subsequently, when I went into remission and I realized, oh, actually, I don't think it's very normal. I think it's really like a form of PTSD. So I went for therapy and I went for school counseling as well. So the therapist just helped me to process the feelings that wasn't processed when I was in the survival mode. So we talked a lot about my cancer journey in detail, and it was really hard to process, really hard to articulate into words, because how can you put words into this? Like, how can you describe it? Like, I just cannot describe this entire year of experience battling with life and death. So I was 16 going on 17 when I went into remission in February 2016. And I think my first thought was, oh my gosh, I need to go back to school. What if I don't do well academically? What if I can't cope with the fatigue that I still have from chemo and I still have to study? So it's a lot of what ifs and a lot of anxiety. Those feelings are valid, but at the same time, it was quite unnecessary. I'm actually the patient lead for my support group, which is the Adolescents and Young Adults Oncology Support Group. So basically, we support cancer patients and survivors age range from like 16 to about 45. So basically, we try to connect with more patients, survivors, and caregivers. And I hope to meet more people, connect with them, and to make sure that you don't feel as lonely. Because it can be quite lonely when you think about death, and especially when you're a young adult or an adolescent. You just want to build a family, you just want to start your own career, or you just want to go to school, but you're just hit by this big C, called cancer. There was once my mother went with me to this patient's house, and before the patient started chemotherapy, we helped her to shave her hair. Because I was just sharing with her that if you really watch your hair fall in clumps when you have long hair, it can be very devastating. But if you just cut it like short stubble, like number one, right? And then when you see your hair fall, it's not as sad. Yeah. So I think that really helped. My mother was there to help to shave off her hair. I want to get married and be the love of my life. and there's also an issue with infertility as well, because chemotherapy does damage your ovaries in general, and I also have endometriosis, so I think infertility is a hurdle. Whether or not I would like to try IVF in the future, that's another question. I hope that I can still eat my mother's home-cooked food. I love her home-cooked food and I love her cooking. I hope that I can be a working adult in the future and I can pay for my parents' meals when we go out to eat next time. I have a skin graft on my knee cap, on my left knee cap, and it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. I don't hate it, I still wear shorts, but sometimes people can give quite nasty stares and they give so much attention to one kneecap, but what about the other knee? So I've decided that I want to get a knee tattoo on the other side to complement my knee so that both of them look nice. My knee tattoo will complement the shape of my skin graft. So I have this cloud skipping on a rainbow. That tattoo inspiration came from a caregiver, and this caregiver was caring for her son who also had the same cancer as I did. Every time when she comes and visit me, she gave me like a post-it of a drawing, and it was just like an inspirational perk me up kind of post-it, and then just this illustration really spoke to me, so I got it tattooed on me. Yeah, as a reminder to be happy. I really want to thank her from the bottom of my heart, because she gave my mom a lot of caregiving tips, like how to massage my leg, how to like stretch the muscles and all this, because she took care of her son, and yeah, her son is in remission right now. Everyone is doing well. So yeah, I really want to thank her for being there for my mother, because my mother was very confused, she was very worried for me as a caregiver. So yeah, I really want to thank her. I'll tell the 15-year-old version of myself that I will eventually turn 60, I will celebrate my 18th birthday, and I will become an adult at 21 years old. So I would tell her not to worry, don't worry, you will survive this. It is tough, your feelings are valid. I know that there's a lot of fear and a lot of trauma, but please seek professional mental health help, seek a counselor or a therapist so that you can deal with those feelings better. My advice would be to see if you're comfortable joining a cancer support group, because it offers emotional support. You can find patients who are going through a similar journey as well. You'll feel less lonely. So if you are 60 to 45, if you are a patient, a survivor, or even a caregiver, please feel free to reach out to us at the AYAO.